know what's going on with somebody mentally. So I saw Kate's tweets. I was like,
all right, fine.
Well, yeah.
But apparently, some people aren't able to take mental timeouts.
Well, okay, so there we go. Brandon, if you don't know what's going on with someone mentally, maybe shut the up.
Portnoy goes on Barstool Bets. He's back from vacation, and he's got the laundry list of grievances. And right at the top is calling out Brandon Walker, who is Kate's partner on their college football show. And they do the Good Morning Sunshine, a couple other things, but they're kind of, they're kind of like a content pair, a content couple at Barstool. And so now it turns out that our good friend Biwak, who was at one point in time going to do the 80s nostalgia podcast with Kirk, and I thought he was in. Yeah,
he was in the circle.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think they hit it off
to the point where
Super Bowl.
He was a guy that I think Kirk said, he goes, you know what, I was wrong about Brandon Walker. Originally, he thought he was snubbing you guys or something. You both did, and I didn't think so. Maybe I was wrong.
Well, I think Kirk made a lot of comments before we went to the office about, well, geez, Brandon Walker's getting a lot of promotion, huh? They're promoting him to the moon. Yeah. And I'm sure Brandon heard that. And then when we met him at the Barstool headquarters that one time we've been there.
He was cold or something.
Yes. But I guess he played it off as that's just, his southern goofy demeanor.
Yeah.
But so we've got a couple of cuts to play and we can get into it. Some of them I think are funnier. I mean, I think this is Portnoy at his finest, really. And I think that the Minifans...
Because he wasn't brought in for this. It was something to do with Rico Bosco. And this just triggered... Brandon being there triggered his memory, it seems like.
Yeah, and I think that the Minifans will be very pleased to see how Dave Portnoy describes them. But I'll just kind of start at the top, and then we can react to it as we go along.
You don't like me from that.
What happened?
Yeah.
He's a little girl. That's what happened.
I'm not a little girl.
Yeah, he is. Brandon Walker's a little girl. There's a lot of people getting comeuppance around here. You're one of them.
I'm getting comeuppance.
Yeah.
Brandon Walker's getting comeuppance.
Brandon Walker, little baby Brandon.
How am I a baby?
You know how you're a baby.
I know how I'm a baby.
Do you want to say how you're a baby?
Yeah, I'll say I'm a baby.
Say it.
I'll say I'm a baby. When a couple of weeks ago, Kate was under fire from Minifans, I was like, hey, Dave, Kate's under fire. Can we do something?
No, you didn't.
Oh, no, you're right. I said, hey, Erica.
You didn't.
But that's not...
Sent a little text, Erica, hey, is management going to step in? Guy's been here for fucking 5 minutes beating people up in the office.
I haven't been here 5 minutes.
Hey, we got to fucking prevent bad feelings getting hurt. Shut the When I saw that, vomit came out of
I sent it to Erica. You know why I didn't send it to you?
Oh, we need to step in. She wrote a blog. Minifan had a thing. He's got crazy fans. Welcome to the world.
I just thought that maybe...
Hey, when's management going to step in and protect people? You beat somebody up out there and you're still
I pushed him once.
That's the best part.
I think the best part is about 12 minutes through the entire thing. 12 times through the entire thing. Portnoy says you beat somebody up, which is true. He committed assault in the workplace. But you can watch the full video. We retweeted it from the show account. You can watch the entire segment. But, I mean, it turns out that Brandon Walker is the one who was asking management to step in and protect Kate, among others, from the Minifans.
The worst part for Brandon is I know a good nickname when I hear one, and I think baby Brandon's going to stick. It's alliteration. It's quick. It's perfect. Like, that'll be, even when people like him again, if Brandon and Kirk, it'll be Baby Brandon forever. That's just what it's going to be.
I was on the way over and I was trying to think of a good hashtag. Like because if Kirk was here, this is how he would respond. We'd be live on YouTube right now and getting something trending, nationally.
Baby Brandon.
And I was a lot worse than that. I was thinking bad haircut, Brandon.
You're the Biden of these instances. Portnoy is Trump. But that is,
hashtag beats people up, Brandon.
At least he kind of admits he was being a pussy in all this. Like I think that might end up saving him a little bit. But it is there's an element of white knighting here.
Exactly,
whereas
what it is.
If it was anyone else, I'm trying to think. If it was Marty Mush or Dana, he would not have stepped in and said, "Hey, can we get an adult in here?
No,
can we get a supervisor?"
And I think, obviously he knows Kate better than we do, but the idea that someone who was a Marine and toured in Afghanistan would need, Brandon Walker to step up for them in a workplace dispute is, I think, offensive. It should be offensive. It's misogynistic, really.
And if you have that much of an issue with it, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're particularly close, but they have each other's numbers. Kirk and Brandon have texted before. If you have an issue with it, fucking text Kirk and say, hey, could you lay off? Kate's going through some shit, whatever. You don't need mom and dad to step in. Like, what?
Also,
the fuck?
hey, I mean, he's got my phone number. He could say, "Hey, can I get some time on the Kirk Minihane Show to defend my partner, Kate?" And I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't do it on air. You do it behind the scenes. You go to management and try to get people in trouble.
So I think that's the other thing of it is that really got Portnoy upset was not just the discrepancy between the guy who beat somebody up in the office asking for protection from nasty tweets, but was also that he went to Erica instead of to Dave.
It did seem like that, although I think if Brandon texted Portnoy that, he would have gotten the same thrash.
What do you think management, if we were like, hey, Minifans, stop picking on fucking Kate? That would go over well.
I have no fucking idea. I don't know what was going to happen.
What was in your ideal world could management do, even if we wanted to, prevent the Minifans and Kirk Minihane?
You never know.
So, I mean, that's an obvious point. I mean,
of course.
First of all, I mean, Dave Portnoy is where he is because he understands how the internet works better than 99.999% of people. And I really, there's no good answer to that question of what Walker thought the resolution would be.
I think eventually...
Is he going to threaten to fire Kirk?
I guess the logic would be that Dave and Erica are close enough or have the standing in the company that they could have said to Kirk, hey, lay off. And in Brandon's mind, Kirk would have. I don't know if maybe he just doesn't know how the show works. I don't think he listens that often.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't know how the show works, but he also just doesn't know how a rabid fan base works, you know?
Oh, of course not. But for him to have he's seen, and he kind of defended, you remember that thing he said about K. Marco?
He just said he made
the college football show.
Yeah, it was while we were on vacation. He made just some kind of snide remark about an editor who actually edits.
Yeah, and then he said it's a direct shot. So he was shitting on K. Marco, who he knows dealt with a lot of shit on Twitter. I think Barstool eventually, as long as Kirk is here for a certain period of time, it will be in two camps. It'll be people that love the Minifans and interact with them, and people who don't go on Twitter. That's all it'll be. You're done. Like Brandon now, you won't see him on Twitter. You'll post blogs, and that'll be it for the next 3 weeks.
The great purifying effect. So now I think we're going to get to the audio that is going to stick in the.
He'll
in
regret
Minifans'
saying this. I think if he doesn't already. I've seen.
I think that this
shit on Twitter.
I think this is going to be pretty bad for him.
Could management do, even if we wanted to, prevent the Minifans and Kirk Minihane?
You never know.
Tell you something, Kirk Minihane. He's fucking crazy.
Right.
I like him.
But you never know what's going on with somebody mentally. So I saw Kate Sweets. I was like,
all right, fine.
Well, yeah.
But apparently some people aren't able to take mental timeouts.
Well, okay, there we go. Brandon, if you don't know what's going on with someone mentally, maybe shut the up. You know what I mean? Like, why not give both sides that credence? And also, this was not a thing. Whatever was going on with Kate, it was not triggered by the show. The show never said go attack Kate. And the thing going on with Kirk was not triggered by the show or Twitter or any of that stuff. So shut the up. Obviously, Brandon doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, maybe he's older than me. I don't know if he's like an old school Southern type of guy that doesn't get what mental health is. Maybe he just thinks the silly little ladies deal with mental health problems. But maybe you should just shut the fuck up about it, because obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And the other thing is he's wrong, because I think anybody at the company could take mental health leave. Like Barstool,
I would assume, right?
Barstool is a modern enough company where you could take a few weeks off for mental health. You don't have to have like a cancer diagnosis to take a little bit of time off. I mean, the company handbook says we have unlimited time off. So I think like within reason, if you were really suffering with something, I think like based on my experience with Erica and through Kirk's situation, I think Brandon Walker, if he wanted to, could take some time off for his mental health. Kate could take some time off for her mental health. So it's not true at all.
That policy is not based on longevity of the company or how much money you make or anything like that. That would be insane, first of all. So I don't know that for sure. It's never been. I didn't read the handbook really. I mean, yes, I did, of course, but I don't know.
You had Alba read it to you.
Yes, exactly.
Too fast.
I genuinely don't know if I could just say, "Hey, I'm going through some stuff," but I imagine I could, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to face Kirk and do it that way,
right?
You know, and
because that's really my So I'm in a different position.
Yeah, I mean, you are in a slightly different position, but even Kirk, I think, would be understanding enough to say, look, yeah, take some time off, like get healthy, but you know, it's just a stupid thing to say. And at first, when I saw the Deke Zucker quote, I was like, you know what, I could be Team Brandon in this situation because it was a dumb thing to do, but you work with somebody all the time and, you know, you've got this good relationship with him and she's kind of like his, you know, work wife or whatever. And you see her taking all kinds of shit and she's upset. So you want to step in and be her defender or something like that. And I initially was thinking, oh, you know, that's not, I mean, it could be a chivalrous instinct, but this comment, like taking a swipe at Kirk for being on mental health leave comes from a place of just like real, like meanness, like real petty
ignorance.
Yeah. But I mean, what he was trying to do there, I think, was, I mean, you said earlier, he's kind of like flailing under the hot
he's getting called a
Portnoy.
pussy, and he's like, I don't want to look like too much of a pussy, so let me throw a joke in about, or a dig in about
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't even a joke. It was just a very mean and nasty thing for him to say. And the other thing is, in the run up to the Sacco show, you know, presumably after he had, you know, reached out to Erica to try to get, you know, a Minifan defense plan put into place, we had solicited him to do a video like what Kate did, which was very funny, and all the Minifans enjoyed it. And now all the Minifans, you know, they're fine with Kate. They recognize she did something stupid. But and Brandon said, you know, yeah, I'll do something for you. And he even had me send Kate's video along, so he saw what she was doing, and then just never heard back from him.
Oh, it got that far, and he still ghosted you?
Yeah, so I mean,
very strange.
Yeah, and I mean, we had plenty of lead up time to just do like a simple iPhone video where, I mean, he could have said, hey, Minifans, like, can you leave Kate alone or something? I don't know. He could have come up with something funny, but
there's a million ways. I mean, first of all, I think if Brandon talked to Kate about it and said, hey, I'm going to ask that management step in, I think she would say, please don't fucking do that. I don't know Kate well enough. Maybe I'm dead wrong, but
neither do I. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think anyone would want management to step in on their behalf, because if you know fucking anything about the radio or podcasting world, or fucking social media, that makes it a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah, being sensitive or angry online just doesn't work out for you.
Of course.
But you know, I don't know what else there's to say. I mean, we can
No,
play.
it's disappointing. I'd be curious to hear what Kirk's reaction was. Maybe we're overstating how serious it would be, but that would annoy me if I was away and heard Brandon, who I thought was kind of a friend. I mean, I don't want to overstate how close they are, but
it's two-faced is what it is.
Completely.
You know, and it comes from somebody who's like, you know, wants to be this Southern gentleman, and I really thought was. And we had he did a video with you when we were down in Miami, and I thought,
yeah, he was nice enough.
I thought that everything was good, but this to be kind of, your back's up against the wall, the founder of the company, like, you're not getting fired over this, you're just going to get made fun of, and to take just a mean-spirited shot like that is, you know, it's two-faced and it's
shitty.
Small.
And you know what? I think at one point Portnoy says, what would we have done? Explain to me what Erica and I would have done in that situation.
You know what? I think maybe we just call up Erica and ask if she can tell Brandon.
Erica, what do we do here?
No. Could you tell Brandon not to be mean to Kirk?
Yeah, that was very mean.
You know, all the Walker.
Steve and I have decided.
All the Waka fans are tormenting us online right now. So could you intervene? But actually, you know what? We'll learn from Brandon's mistake and we'll just go right to Portnoy. I'm sure if I texted Portnoy right now and I was like, I got Blind Mike and Steve Robinson here in studio. And
Dave, got a few questions for you. Let me fire away.
All we're asking for is consistency.